Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches. Well, welcome to my next installment of the Aliexpress Anniversary Sale 2023. In the last one, I put out a video talking about the more budget end of watches that are on Aliexpress that interest me or that I've owned before that I think are absolutely fantastic. In this video, it is the 7 watches that are on my personal wish list. Watches that I am absolutely looking at to see whether they are discounted in this sale, and I'm definitely going to be buying at least a couple of them. But I have not experienced any of these particular watches, so I'm not recommending them specifically to you. I just want to bring your attention to them. They interest me, so there's a possibility that they may interest you guys as well. And if they do interest you and you decide to buy one, I'm going to leave some of those affiliate links down below. I really do appreciate it if you choose to use those. But let's jump into this 7 watches that are on my wish list for this anniversary sale. Firstly is a Sandman Pilot, and I do like pilot watches, I understand, but this one here, I've seen quite a few watches on AliExpress that look like this, but they all tend to be really large. And although I like the look of it, it is too big for my wrist. And yes, I don't mind a pilot watch that's a little bit bigger, but those are too big. However, this one here, this is the Martin SN095-G-X, is only a 40mm case diameter, which is exactly perfect for my wrist. I'm really keen about this one. It is 305 Australian dollars. It comes with the YN55 movement, PT 5000 movement, or Solida SW200 movement. Obviously, $305 is for the YN55 movement. 40mm case diameter, as I mentioned, 100 meters of water resistance, lug to lug, which is worth knowing for this one, which is actually quite impressive. It's only 48mm. I have to admit, I expected it to be a little bit bigger, but nope, 48mm. It is quite a big chunky watch though, because on that leather strap, it is 92 grams. Now, sticking with Sandman and sticking with pilots, this is a new one from Sandman, or at least it's a new one that I haven't really seen before. This one here is the Sandman SN0108-G2. G2 means it's a generation 2, so maybe there was a generation 1 that I did not see. This one here is 307 Australian dollars. It's case diameter of 38.5mm, sapphire crystal, NH35 Seiko movement, BGW9 lume. Weighs about 70 grams. It comes with an enamel dial, which is really awesome because I've never seen an enamel dial on AliExpress before, and this one looks particularly good. And it comes in like a sun ray sort of effect as well, and either in blue or green. As you can see, I've put up the blue one because I particularly like blue dials. Now, the next one doesn't even have a name, so I don't know what to call it other than it is by Parnis. This one here is really affordable as well, being only 105 Australian dollars, but it has a really good, neat look to it. Sub-second dial at the 6 o'clock, which I do particularly like, but I just particularly like the dial layout of this one. It's a 42mm case diameter, 22mm lugs, only 30 meters of water resistance, but this is the kind of watch that I don't think I'd be taking swimming. Only a mineral crystal, and it comes with a Seakoss 1731 automatic movement. So this is much more on the affordable sort of scale of things when it comes to AliExpress, but I quite like it. And I've owned a Panus before, and I was quite impressed by the quality from them. Now, before you say anything, check this out. Look at the name, Godfather. Why am I showing you a watch with a name called Godfather? Because I don't particularly like it, so I'm not really expecting you guys to particularly like it. However, the reason I am showing you this one is because this one has a little bit of a trick up its sleeve. This one allows you to choose your own logo or write your own name or customize it a little bit. Now, quite a few of the watches on AliExpress allow you to do this. This one here is just a little bit more forward with telling you you should actually pick your own name on the dial, and they'll do it for you. And they'll do it for you for 330 Australian dollars. But that aside, it's actually a really good looking watch. It comes in that sort of black and white sort of panda style, but you can see there's actually some blue numbers to it as well. So it's black, white with a little few hints of blue, which I really like. It's powered by the Sugess ST095-G-X with a display case back. Yes, there's another chronograph with that really cool looking movement through the back. I do quite like these looking sort of chronographs, and there seems to be so many of them on AliExpress at the moment. It has a 40mm case diameter and comes with a mineral crystal. Next one is another chronograph, but it's a little bit different. No subdials. This is a 60-second chronograph by Murka. It is 530 Australian dollars, so not exactly the cheapest on this list, but it's available with or without a bezel as well, which is quite interesting. There's actually a 120-click bezel, but I don't particularly think it looks great, hence why I'm showing you the version without the bezel. It is 38mm case diameter, 50 meters of water resistance, 20mm lugs, sapphire crystal, and it is again being powered by the Sugess ST1901. I think this is quite a cool looking watch to have a chronograph counter without having the sort of clutter of the subdials. Now, I like subdials on a watch, I think they're fine, but I also think this is quite a cool looking watch and something a little bit different. But I have to admit, the one that I am most excited about is something a little bit different. A little bit reminiscent of the first watch I showed you from Sandman, that pilot style, but this one is by Sugess. I call it the Sugess Bronze Chrono Pilot. It is made of bronze, obviously, it is a pilot, obviously, and it is a chronograph, obviously. So this is something a little bit different for me. I haven't owned a bronze watch before, and I do like the look of this sort of style, and it comes with, again, with that seagull movement, so I'm really excited to sort of own this one. It's 500 Australian dollars, so it's not exactly the cheapest watch, unfortunately. It's a little bit bigger than that Sandman. It is a 42mm case diameter, like to like of 51mm, which is pushing the boundaries for me a little bit, but I think I'm going to give this one a go anyway. 106 grams as well, so it's going to have some heft to it. 200 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, an oiled wax leather strap, which should be interesting to experience. And it comes again, as I said, with that Seagull ST1901 with a display case back. I really like the look of this one. I'm really quite excited to own it. And lastly, again, a watch with a bit of a weird name, and this one, unfortunately, you can't change, but I think it's a very cool looking watch. It's obviously a homage watch, but there's a couple of features about it that I particularly like. This one is called a Seakoss GMT. It's powered by a Seagull GMT movement, the 2557. It's an automatic movement. This one only costs 175 Australian dollars. It has a sandwich dial. It comes in a bunch of different variations of colour, but I particularly like this black dial with the blue sort of sub-dial underneath that sandwich. I think it looks really, really cool. It is quite big though. It's a 45mm case diameter, but being this sort of square shape, it does sort of maybe feel a little bit different on wrist, I'm going to hope and assume. Has a 24mm lug width though, so it's probably quite big. 100 meters of water resistance, has a display case back showing off that Seagull automatic movement, and it has a color matched date wheel, so you can see the date wheel on this one is black to match that dial. Also comes with a sapphire crystal. This is kind of an interesting watch and quite an affordable sort of price range as well, so it might be quite interesting to pick this one up. Now, as always, guys, really thank you for watching. Really do hope to see you in the next video as well. And I do hope that your sale experience through Aliexpress is a good one. Let me know down in the comments what you end up buying and if they end up being good purchases or possibly duds. Hopefully they're not duds and you end up with some amazing watches. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.